Hi everybody, Dev here, and look at this. Both of my Infernos have now completed their final upgrade for Town Hall 10. And as you can see, 3.5 days until I get to Town Hall 11, so very exciting times for me ahead. For today though, what you really want to see is you want to see some bowler raids. That's what's in the title. So I'm going to show you 3 of the best that I've had lately. Now we've got here a ring base, and it looks as though this person hasn't got any Inferno up. If they were to have them, they would be in the core somewhere. But with the ring base and bowlers, you got to be careful. If you attack from this part here without clearing out this stuff here, what will happen is the bowlers will go around the outside, or in this case the inside track, which is not ideal, and these expos will in fact shred them up. So my primary goal is to clear out these buildings here to stop the bowlers going that way. And also with my giants and wizards, I really want to clear these buildings here. Now that'll create a perfect anchor point for the funnel to come through this direction into the core where some rage and hopefully the king will do their job. So queen goes down with some healers, pretty standard queen walk. Getting that started, and there go the screen of giants and the wizards. The more observant ones amongst you, some of my fans, will realize that I've actually got a slightly different army composition this time. More bowlers and less P.E.K.K.A, because I'm trying to save pink before my upgrade. Now, right here, you can see that this archer tower hasn't gone down yet, and that's actually a problem, because if my bowlers come through here, that is going to draw them off course. So it was worth investing another giant or two and a wizard. Oh hey look, my queen has managed to draw out some giants. Another rather ineffective CC troop choice. Queen engaging the barbarian king, but I've pretty confident in her ability there. So deployed my bowlers behind a golem and behind a king. Now right here is where I dropped a freeze spell. Obviously if there were infernos I would have used it here. But what actually happens here is you can see the bowlers are almost side by side with the king and the golem. Now, if those bowlers get ahead, you're in trouble. So what's going to hopefully happen is that the golem and the king go ahead into these defenses here, while the bowlers take out this group of buildings here. And yes, that happens. Again, Dev, you've seen this before, you know what's going to happen, but this is actually a pretty important thing, because if those bowlers get in front of your meat shield, it is over, especially when you consider the fact there's still quite a lot of point defenses left. So the queens come round the right hand flank and the bowlers are still in the core. Note how they're attacking that wall, trying to get through, but the rocks and their range on that are still going through. If you can, just keep an eye on the queen here as well. Some really wacky AI here, look. She ends up going for that elixir collector, but surely the wizard tower and the gold mine were the ones that should have been a priority target for her. Oh well, who knows. Okay, the healers are broken off to the king, and this one is done and dusted, so I'll speed it up so we can get on to the next video. Like I said, bowlers are pretty fun. I'm still enjoying them. I reckon they're a much better ground attack option for high level Town Hall 10s than some of the other alternatives. Right, so the next one I'm going to show you is a base with a few more compartments in it, and taking a look at this, looks like a fresh Town Hall 11, but we've still got some Town Hall 10 defences and a few smaller ones along the way. These two Infernos here on single are going to be an issue, but luckily they are paired quite close together, which gives us an advantage. See how they're slightly towards this side as opposed to being centered? That would indicate that a good opportunity to put the queen here, taking out all of these buildings, and that'll leave hopefully these buildings here for the bowlers to latch onto and destroy, chaining their way up into those Infernos. Obviously you need to work to clear out this area first, and I'll use a screen of giants and wizards to do that too. So we'll see how this one plays out. Interestingly enough, looks like an inactive base because we've got quite full collectors and some tombstones lying around, so hopefully the traps will be minimal as well. So, okay, well, there's a hidden Tesla. Almost derails us. You can see that the queen's taking some heat there. Dropped my screen of giants. Had to pop the queen ability quite early on. And there are some traps, so obviously this base isn't as inactive as I thought. But just pausing right here. Okay, you can see that I've busted open those walls there. It's really important with a base with these sort of points on them, with bowlers, you've got to be careful. You've got to basically blunt that out and make it so that it is, in fact, a nice flat surface rather than a point. Because what I've found happens is the bowlers will tend to attack from, say, here. They'll take this building out and this building, then they'll slide down one side and take out these bits rather than going into the core, which is what you really want. So a big wide funnel is essential, particularly for a base that likes to set itself up with these little points. All right, because you don't want your bowlers sliding down one side. You want them together as a pack, driving through the center like a tight five, or maybe even another scrum in whatever sport it is you play. And you really want them to do the work up front. So you give it to the queen and she can spin it wide. Anyway, Infernos are starting to activate now, so in goes the golem, in goes the king, and the rest of the meat. And misclick there, accidentally used the king's ability too early, but in hindsight, I actually think it's okay, because those barbarians are going to distract those Infernos long enough. Now, they're not on multi, okay, so it is going to take some time for the Infernos there to take out the individual barbarians. In come the bowlers, dropping down a rage and a freeze just to shut those Infernos off. And as soon as those bowlers hit the rage and jump over, you can see, in the words of that great TV program on Prime TV, 7 o'clock, Monday to Friday, they absolutely just smash them, bro. In through the core, and you can see they're also chucking rocks over the edge there and making short work of all the buildings on this side here. Now there's a jump through here and a golem, and the rest of the bowlers are taking out the core. The king has met an untimely death, but okay, he's expendable. We've still got a queen, and she's in really good shape. As a matter of fact, as the rest of my troops fizzle out and die, it's going to be the queen who carries the day on this particular attack. Bit of cleanup going on around the outside with the rest of my troops. But take a look at the queen here. She's down in the red, but I'm not under any other pressure from anything other than that expo. Over here, little weak golems doing their thing, taking out that archer tower. That's awesome. Queen's just about out of gas, but once she takes out that expo, she's just going to regenerate, and she's just too strong. I mean, just a level 40 queen just makes so much difference, and I'm looking forward to going to 45. As Sir Mix-a-Lot once famously said, I like big butts and I cannot lie. Talking about the queen here, you can obviously see that red beans and rice didn't miss her, because she's a sister and I can't resist her. Haha. But you didn't know I could do that. Anyway, we're finishing up this attack, so I'll just speed her up a little bit. Yeah, forgive my very lame attempt to be hip and cool, but oh well. Something a bit of entertainment for you. So all in all, when at this point of the raid, you're thinking, okay, how am I going to spend my 500,000 gold, 500,000 pink, and 4,500 dark? Well, that's up to you. Probably walls. And the third and final video that I'm going to show you today is a defense. Okay, and again, it's still bowlers. And the good thing about this raid is I managed to learn something from this one, and hopefully you do too. So it is a ring base, and I've previously said that bowlers typically don't cope very well with ring bases attacking from a corner. But this person here, this attacker, has done a great job. You can see the obvious golems up front to take the hits, and a screen of wizards now to create the funnel. Drawing up my CC troops there. Yeah, okay, I've got a golem in defense. It's okay. And under heal, you can see that he's used his troops, and the intention is to clear out these buildings here. I suppose with the thought of driving into here, but that's not actually what's going to happen. We've got some buildings here. Now, if he takes these three out, then that leaves this pathway free for the rest of the bowlers to go down. So he manages to do that, and he's using the bowler's ability to hit two buildings at once to great effect. And now they turn around and start going the way that he actually wants them to go. Just pausing again here, this person's about to drop a rage, as you can see right there. Take a look at what happens when the bowlers hit the rage, and look at this inferno right here. Then you can see just how powerful bowlers can be. There's the rage. They take out the CC, off the duck collector into the inferno. Now that range is absolutely insane, and he managed to nullify one of my inferno towers, could do absolutely nothing about it. At this point in the raid, we can see that one of his golems has broken off and gone left, so he's deployed the rest of his wizards to follow in with behind that meat shield there. The bowlers over here are doing a great job, still going strong. So Francie, whatever, from Minirim, if you're watching, probably not, well done. And also congratulations on your innovative use of the freeze spell here, turning off that inferno and then dropping some skeletons to try and distract the Expo from taking out the really squishy wizards there. So there's something that you could possibly look at doing if you're having trouble taking out infernos. Now the rest of the raid is going to peter out, unfortunately, as the meat shield goes down. The rest of the defenses are a bit too strong, and his queen doesn't have enough firepower or gas left in the tank to do what he wants it to do. So he ends up with a very respectable haul, and managed to pull out before the queen went down as well. Right guys, so 3 more bowler raids for you to chew on. Thanks again for the support. I'm really enjoying making these, and I hope that you're enjoying watching them. Thanks very much.